We're living in a time where people are selectively sensitive or selectively offended. Say anything that sounds like correction, especially if it's aligned with the Word of God or involves talking about Jesus, and folks get offended quick. Suddenly, it's all about separation of church and state or don't judge me. They just don't want to hear it. But here's one thing I know for sure: it is not God's will for anyone to perish or live their entire life believing a lie. Sometimes God will send a message through a dream, but most people today brush it off as just a crazy dream, not realizing it was God speaking. And when we ignore the dream, God will send a person to deliver the message, usually someone you least expect, a complete stranger, someone who in your eyes doesn't look the part. But we're so busy judging the messenger that we miss the message. A few years back, God used someone completely unexpected to deliver a message to me. At a time I wasn't looking for it. I still remember it like it was yesterday. The moment they spoke, I turned my head like the girl in the Exorcist movie, slow and sharp. And I stared them down like, what did you just say?
What did you say?
And I didn't say anything out loud, but trust me, my face spoke for me. They stared right back at me, calm, unbothered, not arrogant, just confident, like, yeah, I said it, and I'm not taking it back. Complete silence. We were having a whole conversation without even saying a word. And normally I have no problem clapping back, but this time I felt a presence that commanded that I shut up and listen. And so I did. I left that conversation pissed, confused, and offended. The whole time I was thinking, the nerve of that person. Who do they think they are? I kept asking myself, how do we even get on that topic? But deep down inside, I knew everything happens for a reason. I stayed in my feelings for weeks. I kept replaying the moment over and over and over. But over time, I realized something. The message was accurate. It stung at the time, but it was the truth, and I'm glad I heard it. Now, here's what I've come to understand. When someone shares something with you that stings, when someone talks to you about Jesus, when they hand you a Bible, when they say something that makes you feel judged, maybe, just maybe, it's not judgment at all. Maybe it's God's mercy. God isn't trying to shame you or piss you off. He's trying to save you and get you back on the right path. His desire is that no one perishes or lives a lie that leads them straight to hell. So before you get offended and lash out at the messenger, think about this. It's better to be judged by a jury of your peers than to stand alone before the living God. Because as long as you're standing before your peers, you still have a chance to change and get it right. But when you stand before God, that's final judgment. That's it. There's no more chances. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge because you have rejected knowledge. Hosea 4:6.